Here we are with another budget 27mm f2.8 autofocus lens for the Fujifilm X system, this time from 7Artisans. I feel like we are getting spoiled with the release of so many budget options for Fujifilm X, while a couple of years ago it was really hard to find a good lens that costs only $129. The only ones were manual. Today I'm going to review this 7Artisans 27mm f2.8 autofocus lens that costs only $129. But is it any good? Let's find out. My name is Andrei Dima, I'm a professional travel photographer and I love reviewing lenses, so for more reviews, subscribe and watch my older videos. Like most 7Artisans lenses, this is very well built. The body is metal, only the caps are plastic. Otherwise, this lens is all metal. The mount is metal and it has electronic contacts, but no rubber gasket because this lens is not weather sealed. The lens has a nice and simple design, no big branding, just on the cap. Nice lens cap. The lens construction is 6 elements in 5 groups and it has 6 aperture blades, for people that are interested in such things. On the side you are going to find an USB Type-C port for future firmware updates. This is covered by a rubber cap, don't lose it, otherwise the lens can get damaged. The focus ring is nice, made from metal, turns smoothly and it is very well damped. It also rotates infinitely in both directions because it is electronic. Sadly, this lens has no aperture ring, but I get why they did that to keep costs down. It is a budget lens after all. It has a 39mm filter thread and a minimum focus distance of 30 cm. Good, but more on this later. The lens weighs only 170 grams. The 7Artisans 27mm f2.8 balances very well on my X-T5 and X-E4. It is a lens that goes well with any camera because of its compactness. It's not a pancake lens, but close. The autofocus for photography is fast and reliable. I use the lens on the X-T5, so if you use an older camera, you may have different results than me. I used this lens for a while and after going through all the photos, I found just 4 missed shots. That is very good for a budget lens. The video autofocus is decent in my opinion, reminds me of the Fujifilm 35mm f2. The bad news is that the focus breathing is very noticeable, as you can see here. Now let's talk about image quality. Contrast and sharpness. At f2.8 the center on my Fujifilm X-T5 is very sharp, and the good news is that the corners are almost as sharp as the center, just slightly softer. Maybe a better performance than the XF27mm f2.8, but that I think has better contrast, but not by much. Stopping down to f4 makes the image sharp from corner to corner. Stopping down further won't improve the overall great image quality, but it will improve vignetting, which is visible at f2.8. Flare and glare on this lens are quite bad. Glare is very visible and flares as well. This lens needed a lens hood, and as you can see, the only way is to screw one on. Chromatic aberrations are visible at f2.8 but well controlled in my opinion for a budget lens. Stop down to f4 and they go away. The same with LOCA, longitudinal chromatic aberrations. They are visible at f2.8 and go away at f4. But again, a good performance. I've seen worse on more expensive lenses. Now let's take a look at photos taken at minimum focus distance. As I said earlier, the minimum focus distance is 30 cm. That is good in my opinion for a budget lens. The image quality wide open is slightly soft but still with good contrast and details. Stop down to f4 for great sharpness. Being such a compact and inexpensive lens makes it a good option for beginners or street and travel photography on a budget. This lens paired with an older Fujifilm X body should be a great starting point. Overall, for the price, a good lens. The image quality is very good, very well built, compact, attractive price. Too bad it doesn't have a lens hood to help with the flare problems. I think this is a good start for 7Artisans when it comes to compact lenses with autofocus. I hope after the release of this lens and the 35mm f1.4 they will make a compact 18mm f2. What do you think? Tell me in the comments below. If this video was helpful, like, subscribe, and if you want to support the channel even more, use the links in the description at no extra cost to you. Also, check out my presets and written reviews on my website. Thank you for watching, see you next time.